Hi guys, my name is Mahesh Veeratunga. I'm one of your senior lecturers in KDC Academy of Management. I'm guiding you all for CIM final stage, the Postgraduate Diploma in Professional Marketing qualification. And you all know there are three subjects in CIM final level, which means the level 7. And as you all know, I'm taking you all through the final level at KDC, and there are three subjects you all have to complete. Out of these three subjects now, let me tell you all what are the three subjects. One is the global marketing decision subject, which is the case study. That is a bit of a tough call. I mean, everybody worried about the case study. That is the final subject, what you all have to do, and those things are there. But it's pretty easy with my approach and the way I'm guiding you all. If you're all taking the approach what I'm giving you all, you will be definitely get through the exam. Don't worry. And the other two subjects, the corporate digital communication and creating entrepreneurial change, that also in December 2025 exam goes with assignments. So I'm doing this video to guide you all on the GMD subject. GMD in the sense the global marketing decision subject, which comes as the case study. So guys, now when it comes to the GMD subject, I will just guide you all on the syllabus, because you all need to have a clear picture about the subject of this subject for you all to have get yourself ready for the assignment and get yourself ready for your learning. In this case study subject, how it happens, you're getting case study somewhere in mid-September, case study document, and after about 1 week you will get the case study questions. Within this 7 to 10 days time period, we have to audit the case what we are getting. Always we are getting a global organization. Now last time we had the Procter & Gamble case study, and previously we had Disney Park, then Louis Vuitton, Toyota, Ford Motor Company, Walmart, like that global organizations you are getting for this case study. So what do we do? Because when you guys are doing all the three subjects, two assignments already there with you all, which means the CDC and CEC, corporate digital communication, and the creating entrepreneurial change assignments are already there with you all, and you are doing right now. But the case study subject, the GMT subject, you don't have anything. You're just studying the syllabus and making yourself strong to do your audit and design strategy for the case study comes in September. So what do we do in the case study subject or the GMD subject? So there are three areas mainly in this syllabus, which is categorized. I'm just looking at the case study syllabus and telling you all. The first part of the syllabus talks about the strategic audit. This is a marketing audit, not the financial audit, but there are certain financial analysis we do inside this marketing audit, because when you are looking at the internal environment, which means the organization, what you are getting in the case study. Let's say if you are getting the Procter & Gamble, like previously we got P&G case study. So we are analyzing the internal environment, internal business environment. There are tools and metrics we are using to analyze the internal environment, which means we are looking at all the silos within the organization to identify our capabilities and the competencies and our limitations. When you look at your internal environment using modules like analyzing the organization culture, analyzing the organization strategic intent, vision, mission, purpose, core values. Then you talk about analyzing the organization's resources and the capabilities, looking at the sustainable resources and the capabilities, analyzing the organization's value chain, analyzing the organization's structure. Like that, so many areas you're analyzing within the organization to get an idea about how strong we are to face the ongoing challenges and the future challenges. And when you're analyzing this internal environment, you can unearth all the possible strengths, all the strengths we have within us, within the organization, inside the organization. And also at the same time, you can unearth whatever limitations, whatever weaknesses we have within the organization, within the internal environment. So that is one part of your strategic audit area, what we do in first part of your syllabus. And the other audit area is the external environment, which means outside the business. In this outside the business environment, we are categorizing into two major areas, namely microeconomic environment and the macroeconomic environment. So you're analyzing microeconomic environment and the macroeconomic environment to identify external environmental behaviors that are creating us opportunities for us to grow. For us, in the sense, what is the company we are getting into the case study to grow? Let's say XYZ company we are getting. So how that XYZ company can grow in prevailing market condition? What are the opportunities, the business related opportunities they are getting? What are the trend patterns, environmental trend patterns, economic trend maybe, technological trend patterns maybe, social cultural trend patterns maybe, competitor related trend patterns maybe, consumer related trend patterns maybe. Like that, we need to identify all the possible scenarios and look at possible opportunities we can use to grow our business. So that is microeconomic and the macroeconomic environmental perspectives learning. And there we also identify whatever the limitations we face. So those we identified as threat factors we come across from external market. So when you're analyzing this external environment, you can come up with whatever the possible opportunities for your business can use to grow, and also whatever threats that are creating you a barrier for growth. So when you analyze then together this internal and the external environment, you can see a particular model you design finally, which means by analyzing the internal environment, you can find all the strengths and the weaknesses within the organization, inside the organization. By analyzing the external microeconomic environment and the macroeconomic environment, you can identify all the possible opportunities and threats you get from external market. So what do? We collect all the data, right, and compile using different metrics. You're analyzing macroeconomic environment using the PESTEL model. There you analyze the political scenarios, economic environment, then the social cultural and the demographic parameters, the technological behavior, then the ecological, the natural environmental patterns you identified, then the ethical considerations you look at, then the legal framework, the legal environment you look at. Then when you look at the microeconomic environment, you're analyzing your customers, your suppliers, your channel intermediaries, middlemen, then which means wholesalers, agents, brokers, franchisers, retailers, modern trade, general trade, so different channel intermediaries. Then you're analyzing your competition. So by analyzing all these external factors and internal factors, you finally come up with a matrix called the SWOT. But you already know this matrix. As you guys are in the strategic level and the managerial level, you must have heard, you definitely have heard this model called SWOT. But what do we see here? So if you become a person in the strategic layer, right, if you just do the SWOT listing part, that is not what is expected in your study. You can do the listing part. Of course, anyone can do the listing part. It's just a matter of reading the case study and identify whatever the factors and list in whatever the quadrants. If you identify some strong points internal to the organization, you put it in the strength quadrant. Whatever the weaknesses, whatever the drawbacks inside the organization, limitations, you put it in the weaknesses quadrant. Like that, externally, whatever the opportunities you are getting, you list in the opportunity quadrant and the threat also same. But the challenge what you get here, right? The listing, not the listing. The challenge what you get here, the strategy development part using this tool. So you need to design strategies to convert your weaknesses to strengths. Okay, you identify weakness. So what? Anyone can identify the weakness. Anyone can identify the strength. So what? The question mark. So you should be able to convert your weakness, design strategies to convert your weaknesses to strengths. I mean, just a list is not enough. So your capabilities to convert weaknesses to strength talks about your strategic thinking. And also, you're matching internal to external right now. So you look at, by analyzing external micros and the macroeconomic environment, you identify so much of opportunities, the business opportunities. Once again, if you see that as a list, so what? So you should be able to match these opportunities along with your strengths. You identify opportunity number one and see, okay, how can I grab this opportunity and grow my business? This is where your strategic thinking comes. This is where your strategic thinking comes. Anyone can identify the strengths. Anyone can identify by reading the case study. Anyone can identify opportunities. But your strategic thinking comes as a senior manager in a way where you can match these and design strategies. So you identify industry opportunity and you look at your capabilities and the competencies, your strengths, and grab the opportunity and grow your business. And on the other hand, you see your limitations, threats, those are risks. So keeping threats, you can't grow. So you should be capable in designing threat mitigation strategies, risk mitigation strategies. This is where your strategic thinking comes. So all the areas, related to strategy development and the strategy options, we discuss after we do the strategy audit part. So guys, here when it comes to your first part of your learning in CIM case studies, the strategic audit area. So we cover, in my schedules, we will be covering closer to 35 tools, metrics, where you can use in your GMD case study audit page, because you have to design a 6-page audit. There is a limitation given, 6 pages you can use to bring your audit metrics. They are whatever the internal related metrics, whatever the external related metrics, you bring them into these 6 pages and do a nice looking audit, in the sense the thorough audit, the comprehensive audit, right? Then you can go and design your strategies for your questions you are getting in the case study assignment. So you should be strong enough to design the audit. Otherwise, your questions will not be stronger. Your strategies will not be stronger if your audit is weak. Let's say, for instance, if your audit is not strong with proper analytics, proper facts, what you unearthed from the case study, it's pretty obvious your strategies cannot be strong. Reason, your strategies you're designing by looking at the situation analysis you do in the first part of this syllabus, so-called strategic audit. So for you to have a strong strategic options and the strategic directions, this audit is the energizer. Audit will give you the energy for you to design your strategies. So we are discussing the audit tools these days, so you can refer our recordings, the previous recordings also. So closer to 30 to 35 tools we will be discussing in the class, so then you will be okay. So get ready for that. So 19th September we will be getting the case study. By that time you have to buckle up yourself and get yourself ready to audit the case study. Don't worry, I'll be supporting you all to audit the case study, and I'll be coming up with whatever the facts that are there in the case study. We will be discussing inside the classroom. We will be meeting physically and discuss all the audit areas so that you will be comfortable. Get yourself ready with the GMD case study and make sure that you complete your assignment on time. I'll guide you. Good luck.